Look at you. I have received huge support from everyone about my PulseX video. 4,900% return. And the funniest part is there are still people saying that's not enough. So I love this all, man. Why everyone loves my videos is I have reasoning behind how we get our targets, and I also account for the fact that we can completely disconnect. Okay? And that's the exciting part. So PulseX, 50x your money. Some would say that's a pump for ants. Well, look, if you haven't watched this video, you should. PulseX, right? Really, friends, 50x is not enough. But look, I will consider it a huge success if we get 50x. But 50x might just be the start. It's possible. We're going to go through some key pieces of information because I understand everyone wants, yes, I want 100x too. I want 200x. I want 1000x. Who doesn't want that? I can get more views by writing 10,000x. And I can make all these reasons for you. But that's not being honest. I'm here to tell you what the obstacles are and why we could go higher than people think. Okay, so it is what it is, right? I can tell you 10,000x. I know a lot of people are going to sell on a double anyway. Okay, so this video, go through some nice juicy information, right? So let's start with, let's get the lasso out. Let's just reel everyone in. There are people talking about 14,000x. And yeah, I want 14,000x too. But here's the thing, man. 14,000x will put PulseX value bigger than China's GDP, okay? About China's GDP size. It'll be bigger than Japan and Germany combined. And then even if you don't believe those numbers, okay? Let's say you're like, I don't care about countries. Screw them. All right? I want to tell you one thing. One sacrificer. I call him the final scum, the biggest paper hand in Hex, one of the biggest ones. Wallet DO1, he gets 196 billion net worth just from his PulseX, okay? So this guy becomes richest man on earth with 250 other PulseX sacrifices if this happens, okay? I just want you to think, okay? I'm not saying this won't happen. I'm just saying if you believe in 14,000x, you are telling me, hey, Somi, in 5 to 10 years, the Forbes rich list, delete every name you see there right now. It's going to be 200 of PulseX sacrifices. That's what you're saying to me. Now, I'm not here to judge. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe in 5 to 10 years, the Forbes rich list is literally just 100 people of PulseX sacrifices. They just delete Carlos Slim, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. They just delete everyone. All right, and they go, these guys sacrifice for PulseX. They're in the top 100 list. That's the world you're telling me is going to exist. So I would say those odds are slow, right? They're slim. They're not as high. I don't think Forbes in 5 to 10 years is going to be 100 people who threw their money into a PulseX sacrifice, okay? But look, if you believe in that, God bless you, all right? Okay? And if you take nothing from this, please just take this. If what I say upsets you, then that's a message to yourself. You're not long enough, okay? You are not exposed enough. See, here's the thing, friends. You can go two ways about this, okay? You can put $100 in, and I can feed you 100,000x returns. I can tell you that. Wouldn't you like you know what, let's use a real number here. The average sacrifice was about $1,000 to $2,000, okay? Let's use $1,000. Now, the average person, the weighted value, wouldn't it be nice if all of those people got $14 million for their $1,000? Wouldn't it be nice? Yeah, it'd be nice, man, if that happened. Look, even at 1,000x, all those people become millionaires. Every single person, okay? I'm just telling you, in my experience, this is just my experience. In one cycle, you can find the average unit entry amount, and what the average amount is, that's almost like your limiting upside. That kind of tells you what the roof is for that cycle, okay? if you can try to guess where it lands. All right, I'll make another video about this later. So we're using this example here, right? $1,000. Do you think they hit 1000x? If you were to ask me, I feel like this is how it plays out. I feel like PulseX maybe actually goes like 200x or something, right? So those $1,000 becomes 200k, and a lot of the people who should be selling, they are then told, no, we're going 1000x. So they want to hold for just another 3, 4, 5x higher, but that ends up being the top, and then we drop 90%. That's what I kind of feel is going to happen, but these are just guesses, man. These are guesses. Okay, so if you're upset, you're not long enough. All right, wouldn't it be nice if they all killed it? If you are upset at a 1000, if you're upset at my 50x, use this as a signal for yourself. Don't worry about me, man. I'm going to be your friend no matter what. That you should say to yourself, okay, if I'm upset that I'm not going to get this number, that means I need more hex exposure. That's the only thing you can do right now, right? You need more US dollars in hex. And it's not just dollar amounts, all right? It's not just dollar amounts. If I could use this example here, okay? So you need to invest more of your month's salary, okay? That's what you're underexposed in. So for example, so if you make 50k, if you make, you know, like 5k per month, right, as your salary, right? You probably, if you want to go hard in crypto, you probably need 6 months of salary in. That's what I'm saying, because if it works out, you get to retire. Your 6 months might turn into, you know, so that's 0.5 years. Let's use it in years, right? 0.5 years of salary. So if you get a 10x equals 5 years, 30x equals 15 years. Do you understand what I mean? You're investing your time of your salary. So some people make $30,000 a year. Some people make 12,000. Some people make 100,000. That's up to you how aggressive you want to be. Because if this doesn't work out, you now have to decide how long you're willing to work just to cover up the gap. That's how you should be looking at yourself. You should be saying, damn, is Zombie right or wrong? Or am I looking at the wrong things? Maybe I'm just not exposed enough. Maybe you should be more long, right? Because go look at stock market boomer worlds, man. They are clawing at each other's throats for 25%. And here I am telling you 4,900%. And unfortunately, like obviously 99% of yous, we're here, we're friends, we support each other, but I'm looking out for the little guy. I'm looking out for someone who's on the fence right now thinking, you know, oh, is it going to work? Is it not? Well, I'm telling you, man, we don't know if it's going to work, but I'm telling you, I'm balls deep already. So if this goes down to 0, I'm riding it down to 0 with you. And if it goes up to the moon, you know, I believed in it. I can only do so much, man. I can only really do so much. I can't make you click the button. I can't make you look at your loved one, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to put in 3 months of my yearly salary into this. 6 months. 12 months. 1 whole year. Going all in. I can't get you to think like that. Most people, maybe you only want to say, hey, I'll put 2 weeks in. See, if you put like 2 weeks in and you make like a 30x, you're going to turn it into 60 weeks on a winner, which is 1 year of income, which is great, but you're not retiring. You can just like not work for 1 year, okay? That's the message you should be taking from this, all right? Now we've tempered everyone's expectations. PulseX sacrifice was 140,000 people. Uniswap has 4.5 million cumulative users. Pancakeswap 1.3 million, right? It probably has a ratio like that because it's much lower price to use, right? So if in 3 years, PulseX can get to Pancake's level today, we'll get our 100x pump. So we've gone from, you know, 140,000 people. If we get to Pancake, it's about 10x. So we get about 100x price. Now, just chill out. I'm going to have some other pictures to show you. That doesn't necessarily mean it goes 100x, man, because we can go to 100x. The market can do whatever it wants to do. It can go to around 100x. It can stop at 70 and piss us all off and drop, but it can go euphoric. So crypto tends to go euphoric. And how much does it go euphoric? Well, we're going to go into that later, right? Just a bit later. So actually, let's go right now while we're on the topic. So I can only go off Hex as an example here, right? So, and by the way, don't think this is going to repeat. So Hex, I approximated its fair value based off the network was 7.3 cents in 2021. It shot up by 6x above fair value. So that's why you don't get an exact science here, man. 6x on top. So, yeah, I mean, theoretically, if you want to know the limit, perhaps if your PulseX fair value is 50x to 100x, right? Yes, 6x above that is 3 to 600x. To go super maniacally euphoric, that is possible. However, this is just me. I think, look, Hex hit 1.6 cents, man. All right. Now, if you were taking profit at 10 cents, 15, 20, right? You're going to feel stupid at 50. But you're going to look like a genius today. You do look like a genius today. So I want you to understand that. So you just have to be prepared that you can't time the top for everything. But you've also got to know that the bid size liquidity is so thin, it's like look out below. Once this thing, the buyers finally stop in the next cycle, okay? That's something you have to really grasp here, right? So yeah, we can go euphoric above fair value. Fair value just means fair. You go, oh, PulseX is valued at 100x. That doesn't mean it stops there, right? You know, man, Hex just did another double in the final few weeks. What if PulseX is 120x and then just does this 2x flurry, this flush upwards, and then you have your 240x, right? Now you got to believe everyone will be tagging me going, scum, 1000x, scum. I'm going to be waiting for it. Just crucify me. It's fine. It's fine, man. It's fine. I'm long with you idiots. I wanted to go 1000x too. But please, I just want you to know, man, look right now. 1.6 cents. Wouldn't you have liked someone to tell you at 10, 15, 20 cents, hey man, please rotate 10% out now. Okay, we're up at 20 cents. Please rotate 20% now. Okay, we're up at 30 cents. Okay, please rotate another 25% now. Wouldn't you have liked to tell him that, right? While Wallet DO1 was dumping 180 million hex on us at minus 97% from the high. Wouldn't you have liked that? That's why I'm saying if PulseX sacrifice, if we approximate 10 extra users, we get 100 extra price. Just think about maybe trim some off. That's what I'm saying, man. All right? You're not early at that point anymore. Let everyone else, let the next million people think they're early, okay? So, now we've tempered our expectations. Now I can kind of, we can get some moon maths going. So, unfortunately, these numbers are wrong. All right, what I'm going to tell you right now. So, Ethereum has 180 million addresses, and I said, let's say 40 million human users. I've been receiving information. It's more like 4 million users to 4.5. I think there's more than that because the filter was 0.1 Ethereum, okay? Now, 0.1 Ethereum is not a lot of money to everyone. That's like $160. But let me tell you, man, I'm going to assume everyone with like $50 is still part of the network, all right? You can't just say, oh, you're not rich enough. You're not a part of the network. Metcalfe's law, man. If it worked for Bitcoin when there was literally $1 and $5 entries, why shouldn't it work today? It still works and approximates, okay? So I don't think it's 4.5 million people. I think it's more like 10 million, all right? I think it's 10 million, and if it's not 10 million today, crypto is growing so fast, man. In a couple of years, it'll be 10 million. You think we can't get that? So if we have 10 million, now we can work on some moon maths. Because if pulse chain marketing is right and everyone is loud enough, maybe we can get 2 million people extra into the community. That would be fantastic, all right? So if you did that, by the way, because PLS only had 40,000 people in, you get 1,000x on your PLS. I know I've got 2,500x, but I know this number sounds so big, it's frying my brain. You get 1 trillion market cap value. Look, the entire crypto is 1 trillion right now. So yeah, maybe we do take over the world. Maybe we do. We do have a very strong, passionate community. Richard Hart has done all this synergy to do it, but that's what we're betting on, man. That's why, be exposed enough so that 50x looks after you. That's what I'm saying, man. Please, don't think, oh, I got $1,000. I don't need to add more because, we're going to go 10,000x anyway. Don't get in that situation, right? But if we did get these numbers, right? If we were able to get 2 million people, PLSX gets you 200x. So the numbers can go wild, man. Remember in that euphoria of Hex, we went 6 on top of it, right? Maybe he only goes 2 on top of PLSX for the euphoria. But still, man, 200x your money, 400x. Friends, Bitcoin's going to do 6, man. And Bitcoin's amazing in the world, technically. My God, right? This is nuts if this works out. And by the way, if you do this number, Hex gets a 173x multiplier. We get about a $4.30 price. I want you to know my real target for Hex, the real one, is actually $4.50. That's my real one. $4.50 to $5.40, right? However, I am just dividing it by 3 because I don't want to make a mistake of holding too long from 2021. That's all. Everything hit 1/3 of my targets, so I'm just adjusting for my bull tard factor. My horns are too sharp, so I'm like, you know what? Whatever number I have divided by 3, man. That's just me, okay? That's just my personal preference, okay? And here I have some cute maths just to go through, right? All right. So, you know, you can just look at the numbers. But man, like you're gonna have to work hard, friends. It's not gonna come just by default, right? So what about the buy and burn, right? So my final thing, we're gonna buy and burn. So the buy and burn, it's optimistic when you look at everybody's expectations, right? So Uniswap equals 1.4 billion per day, right? Pancake equals 10% size, equals 10% of that, equals 140 million per day, right? Let's do Pancake. Yes. So look, everybody off the bat is saying to me, hey man, we're gonna do Uniswap volume. And like, okay, can we, let me see that first, all right? I want to believe that because I'm long, really long. Like, I'm really long with you guys, really, really long, all right? I got bags. But I want to see that. And unfortunately, some people have made the wrong assumption. They've said, well, we're forking and copy pasting Ethereum chain, so we're going to have their volume straight away. No, you're not. No, you are not. You are forking Ethereum, but you have 1/300th PLS equals 1/300th the size equals 0.3% of ETH. Okay, so you're not going to get the volume. All right, you need people swapping value back and forth. Right, this Uniswap volume is quote unquote real money. All right, the PLS. You're telling me people are going to have, okay, they have $100 on Uniswap and they're going back and forth. Now they only have 30 cents and they're going to go back and forth all day trading. And like, that's what you're telling me. That's your assumption. It's not going to happen by default. You need growth, all right? Now, the beautiful thing is we're still early to crypto and the pie is still getting bigger. So here's another assumption people say, which is, this is what we can say. We can say, okay, let's assume Uniswap, because Uniswap's only been around for 2 years. Let's say Uniswap 10x's in volume, right, to 10B per day, right? And let's assume Pancake also 10x's, right? And we match Pancake, right? We match Pancake, so that's PulseX, right? If that happens, if this happens, we will getting 250 million buy pressure per year. All right, that's what happens, okay? If we get there. So just to let you know, if we got to Pancakeswap size today, and by the way, everyone laughs at Pancakeswap. It's number 2 in crypto, man. It's not easy to do that. Everyone's tried to take it down, okay? Now, if we can get there, remember, we've got to climb a mountain. We're going to have $25 million of buy pressure every day doing Pancake's numbers today. 25 million. Wallet DO1 sacrificed 14 million by himself, okay? If he's 10x on side, 10x, he's got $140 million ready to destroy the bids, okay? So we're going to need more than this. We're going to need more than Pancakeswap. We have to get to Uniswaps today. So hopefully Uniswap grows 10x bigger, Ethereum grows 10x bigger in price and everything 10x's, and we get to Pancakeswap, right? You can imagine this. Then we get our 250 million buy pressure per year. Is that enough? I don't know, man. I don't know, because like I said, like 250 million buy pressure, all right? Look, Wallet DO1, if he gets 100x, you've made him $1.4 billion, friends, all right? $1.4 billion, okay? Hex had only $100,000 liquidity at the top, all right? Get that through your head. Sorry, Hex had, $100 million, not $100,000. I would be wrecked. Hex had only $100 million USDC liquidity at the top. So, Wallet DO1 is one guy, just one guy. He's big, ranked number 5, but he's one guy. How likely do you think it is he's going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to let this, before it's even 1.4 billion, yeah, I'm going to let this, 400 million sit around and not do anything. That's something you got to think about, okay? Now, I hope we can overcome him. I hope we can, and I pray we do. However, these are the numbers we're dealing with. So if this happens, you have a lot coming in. And yeah, I do see, finally, I do see. If PulseX, PLSX fair value gets to 50x to 100x, it's possible we flush up in that final month to 200x, 300x. It is. It is. But where are you going to be getting at? That's the question. It doesn't even matter what it does, these numbers, right? So yeah, it doesn't matter that you held HEX to 50 cents. Doesn't matter if you got out at 10, 15, 20 cents, you know. You felt the pain on the upside, but man, it went down to 1.6 cents, all right? I just want you to think, if HEX could drop 97% with God tier tokenomics and staking, literally people locked up for 7 to 10 years, you can't get any more tokenomics more godly than that. If HEX can drop 97%, don't think PLS or PLSX can't, all right? I hope they don't. I'm just saying they can. We are all at the mercy of the free market. So have a think about this. When PLSX gets to, hopefully, 50x, 100x, right? I know you're going to crucify me. I'm saying, friends, we're not early anymore, okay? You're not early anymore. Get it through your head, you're not early anymore, all right? But that's going to be hard. It depends. It depends. What are you going to decide, man? You're going to get out? You're going to start getting out? You're going to trim? Or you're going to say to me, nah, I want to believe in the 1000x stream. You might be right, but you might also be looking at a minus 95% from that point. So we don't know how the future goes. At least we are long from the floor. Until next time, friends, I love you all.